Fortnite is a brand new style of game, the Battle Royale series that's come out.
It takes like a more realistic Battle Royale. It just breaks like all the rules of like reality.
There's so much things you can do.
And there's the building dynamic, there's all these different, items.
You get double barrel shotgun, you get the rocket launcher where someone can jump up and land on the rocket and travel with the rocket and fire over.
It lends itself to be more entertaining, so to speak, almost whimsical.
Bright colours, high saturation, eye-catching.
You can just play all the time.
It's the #1 game, without a doubt. It's got a huge player base behind it.
When your mom's doing the floss at maiden aunt's wedding, it's not, you know that the popularity is an apex, really.
Fortnite has proven that it's been able to maintain that success. I mean, it hasn't dropped off at all.
I don't know whose idea it was to do a Battle Royale.
Well, they should be given a very large house.
So Fortnite is a very interesting game. It takes the Battle Royale genre, which has been very popular in the last couple of years, stretches the boundaries of Battle Royale like even further. Originally, first-person shooters, FPS games, have been always consistently popular through the years, starting with like Counter-Strike, for instance, one of the first FPS esports games out there that's still quite popular, and almost turns it over on its head a little bit. So rather than having more of a linear, team versus team or just solo type of game, Battle Royale is a different format that is like super refreshing.
Fortnite's been born from a genre that was sort of started very recently, the Battle Royale genre.
Yeah, only like 3 or 4 years ago, really, did that genre get kick-started.
And Fortnite itself actually came from Epic Games. You know, they made Fortnite not as a Battle Royale game. It was a tower defense game, which was totally different. And then that sort of didn't work. And because people just there's not really a genre that people play anymore.
That used to be like zombie survival and kind of like fighting off hordes of zombies was a big fad, maybe like
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and they kind of just missed the end of it. And so I think they took all of the assets that they'd taken from the, I think it's called like
Save the World.
Save the World.
They called it that after they rebadged it.
Yeah, they rebadged it.
Yeah.
And that got retrofitted into what we now know as Fortnite.
We had the Daisy mod that was a mod added onto Arma 2. Then we had H1Z1. Then we have Player Unknown done by Brendan Green, and that's become like the most successful one of like the realistic ones in comparison to Fortnite. But the Battle Royale series was basically, let's put up to 100 people in a server. It's last man standing, it's last man to survive, and it is a tactical decision on what fights you want to take. And that's what makes Battle Royale so interesting, because it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the best aimer. You have to also be tactically smart across the board, but also have the knowledge on when to take a fight and when not to take a fight at times.
It's a free-for-all, and whoever lasts the longest is the one who ultimately comes away with the victory. And the game will constrict the play area over time. And so the play area gets smaller and smaller. And so, sooner or later, you can't hide. You have to go and battle, the remaining players that are left. And it's the last man standing.
You fight each other until there's one person left, or if you're in duos, 2 people left, or squads, 4 people left. And the big part of Fortnite, which makes it different from other things in the same genre, is the building mechanic, I suppose, is the thing that sets it apart, really, that you can build your own cover, build your own things. You can get very fast at building towers, and that really changed the gameplay, I think, when it first came out compared to other Battle Royale games.
And also you can destroy barricades, so the kind of the houses and the...
Destroy everything.
Pretty much anything in the area that somebody's hiding behind, you can shoot it and destroy it. So that means that cover is only kind of semi-permeable.
Yeah, so that really changes your gameplay in terms of like, you're not really always safe, but you also, if you've got the materials, which you have to farm with little axe, you can build your own safety wall, if you like. So it's interesting. Clearly, because lots of people like it and play it.
I first heard about Fortnite on release in terms of not the actual game itself, but when the Battle Royale mode came out. I didn't have an interest in the normal game that first was there. Then Season 1 started to get a bit popular. I was still very much focused on other games at the time. And I think for me personally, it was like around Season 3 where it started to get a little bit more like movement with it. We started to see the more esports stuff start to come in a bit more competitive style, and that kind of piqued my interest.
I originally played CSGO. I played CSGO for like 6,000 hours or something. But I found Fortnite like through media, I think, and I just started playing it as like an off game, like in between games, like when I was not doing anything else, like just for fun. But I started enjoying it so much that I enjoyed it a lot more than CS. So I just kind of converted over time. I played more and more Fortnite, less and less CSGO. And then, yeah, I took off from there, basically.
I've been following Fortnite, actually. It was announced at E3, I think, 3 years ago, I think, like quite a long time ago. We were like, because at the time, tower defense and zombies games, like we mentioned, were really popular. And we were like, oh, that looks really cool, actually. You know, Unreal, Epic Games, Mega Unreal Tournament, making this new sort of survival game. And so yeah, long time ago I heard about it, and then I'll be honest, totally forgot about it.
Yeah, well, I played about 40 hours of the original version that came out, and then kind of, like I said, that kind of zombie wave horde mode thing.
It wasn't really difficult. It wasn't that hard.
No,
it was really straightforward, and it was like just click, click, and it was like this isn't that fun. It wasn't that engaging for me anyway. I didn't get. Apparently later on, if you keep going, it gets harder and harder. And I was like, we played for like 20, 30 hours.
I played literally 40 hours, and I was like,
really boring because it's too easy, it's too boring. If it's too hard, it's too annoying. So you have to get that balance right.
Which is a shame because the game itself, like with the game now, had such a great art style, really nice polish. All of the zombie enemies, or I can't remember what the husks, I think they're called.
Yeah.
They were really well made, really nicely animated, but just unfortunately there wasn't like something there gripping me, making me want to keep coming back.
I don't know whose idea it was to do a battle royale.
Well, they should be given a very large house.
I think Fortnite stands out more than the other games, more than most other games, is how accessible it is and how fun it is. And it takes like a more realistic battle royale game, like PUBG, for instance, and just breaks like all the rules of like reality.
The first, obviously, Fortnite before we hit the battle royale side of things was like a kind of a way to try and do like a Minecraft where you're shooting off zombies, but it was a single player game. You could have friends in the game and play co-op, but it wasn't like a massive online 100-player game. When you get into this, some of the great gameplay features that Fortnite has is the building mechanics that no other game had yet. So you can get wood, get materials, and build yourself structures to defend yourself in. You can defend a bit more. And it adds a dynamic to the gameplay which requires not just good aim. The building is such a key part of it.
There's so many like crazy things that you can do in the game. There's the building dynamic, there's all these different items and mechanics. And I think it makes for a very rich experience. And it makes high skill players stand out even more because there's just so much going on in the game.
The thing about Fortnite is there's so many aspects to the game. Like there's so much things you can do, and like I think like the colors and like just the overall look of the game and the things you can do in the game is so much more enjoyable. It's also really casual, but it's also really competitive at the same time. So it's more like the fact that you can kind of relax and have fun at the same time. Also another day play really serious and really play competitive. So that's what I like.
Almost every week there'll be something new, like a new weapon or definitely new skins, and this. Because kids and just gamers in general are so hungry for content. Fortnite are actually going, well, here you go, and just producing it quicker than people can consume it.
Gobble it down.
Yeah, like a hot cheesecake.
Yeah, well, or cold.
Yeah.
They add these little things that are kind of small quirks that, again, keep it unique, keep it refreshing, but it takes away from the serious aspect and gives you that kind of middle ground. Because it is a competitive game, it can be a really successful esport, but they know where their core audience is at, and they know the age of their audience as well.
It's not, a very serious shooter like, Battlefield or, like PUBG, for instance. Something that is like very realistic or tries to be more realistic.
All the other Battle Royale games that were coming out were focused more on realism, looking like as realistic as possible. Fortnite, being as it came from that original game that wasn't meant to be a Battle Royale, it had a very cartoony feel that appeals to everyone. It's not full of bloods and gore. It's more acceptable for these guys to play as well from the younger ages to it. But it creates a lot of the fun stuff. And also the crazy weapons. Get double-barrel shotgun that's been added recently. You get the rocket launcher where someone can jump up and land on the rocket and travel with the rocket and fire over. It's the crazy, like you got the grenades now that are like plungers, or stuck onto a grenade that you fire off, and if it sticks on someone or a building, they're literally just trapped walking with it attached to them. You've got the jump pads, which now allow you to like jump up, but you can use a pad to then launch yourself onto it to get higher up. They do things with like the zero gravity, so at times you're jumping around and just like walking on the moon kind of style.
It lends itself to be more entertaining, so to speak, almost whimsical. But at the same time, it's also very serious in the fact that the mechanics are very complex, right? The building, you don't just go and shoot somebody. You have to know how to, loot for items. You have to know how to, outplay your opponents. You have to learn how to, build very well. So there's a interesting depth to the game that makes it very suitable for pro players to really stand out.
But basically, the industry, the sort of games as a service industry standard is Fortnite now, and it's something that, like you said, so many games and companies are looking to get that model. They basically copy it and then maybe tweak it a bit, because it's now, I'd say now, back 20 years ago, I'd be happy with a PlayStation 1 demo disc. That would really be done me. But now people are like, gamers like, well, when's the next content? When's the next patch? When's the next this, that? They're voracious for it.
And there's also the battle pass, which is like daily challenges, weekly challenges, things that you can work towards. So even if you don't win, you're not the last man standing. You still earned something by playing the game. Okay, you ticked off 3 things on a checklist, and then so you feel like you've got something. So it's gratifying to play even if you lose. I think that's something that other battle royale games don't necessarily have, and maybe they're trying to retrofit to fit that now.
In my experience, you've never had a game that has grown this fast, hit such a wide spectrum of the demographic in age and male and female playing it, but also delivers all the kind of core elements of what people want.
For many of us, Fortnite is the length of time you spend on your holidays every summer. But for millions of young people, it's the hottest video game on the planet right now.
With millions of users, from kids to even celebrities like Chance the Rapper, Joe Jonas, and Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster caught up in the craze.
I think the media sort of hype around Fortnite has been built from a very specific set of circumstances that are almost unreplicatable in this weird sort of popularity wave that crested from the games industry, which is huge. It's bigger than the music and film industry combined, in fact, but you wouldn't think that, but because not as many people maybe would admit to being a gamer. It sort of crested and it crossed over into the normal media as I call it, just through a few celebrities, I think. Just a few massive celebrities.
Notably Drake, obviously.
Dele Alli and a few other people.
And also some American footballers. And so sports stars, traditional celebrities, let's say, kind of got involved and just through curiosity, because all of the kids are talking about it, they're tweeting about it.
I was going to say, so because it was very popular with the younger audience as well, when they're talking about it and they're talking about celebrities playing it, they sort of generate that hype in itself. And then big streamers who become popular playing it, like Ninja, who we all know about, once he gets a big audience like that talking about it, like the kids on the playground, did you see what Ninja did? Did you see what Ninja did? It just becomes more and more popular. And, don't underestimate the power of kids.
So obviously streaming in general has kind of grown massively, but Fortnite has beaten all the records, and Ninja has been obviously a big face of that. He's the #1 streamer on Twitch worldwide, right? He has the most subs, he has the most followers, the most viewers, and he's built his brand around Fortnite because they kind of rose together at the same time.
I think Ninja's popularity came mainly from his skill at the game.
Yeah, definitely.
I think all it took was a few clips being shared again because they're being shared, and it's free because it's a free game and it's being shared everywhere. You will have this situation of like, oh, this guy Ninja did this. Did you see that clip on Reddit or wherever? Yeah. And again, especially kids who are very chatty and will talk to everyone and they'll talk.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best.
Exactly.
I think specifically the Drake thing as well is that apparently Drake tweeted, "I'm going to try this Fortnite game," And he just had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of replies from kids saying, play with Ninja, play with Ninja, play with Ninja, play with Ninja.
He's like,
who's this Ninja guy? So he tweeted him, and then she was like, yeah, okay, let's play.
Yeah.
And then
Does a
that's
bit of
kind of how that
research,
happened.
yeah.
So quite an organic thing, really, but just one of those things that occurred.
Drake is obviously like, that's a ridiculous level of celebrity in comparison to just us streamers. Now, we may all know each other in the gaming world, but for Drake to know Ninja and want to play with him, it's just, you could have never expected it. We've had celebrities like being brought in by companies before, and they'll be like, oh yeah, he comes in, he plays one game, it's a bit of a PR stunt, and that's it. But it's like a couple of times now, Drake and Ninja have just sat down and played some Fortnite. He's had Travis Scott on there, he's had NFL players and NBA players like come in because he's sponsored by Red Bull, so they've come there and given him a house and put these other players in there who, all these guys are playing the game because it's like the in thing now.
You gotta be kidding me, baby. Let's go.
You're insane. Oh, yo, that was crazy. Oh. That was crazy. I died like 15 minutes ago to start winning the game by itself. Holy.
So one of the real magic moments from the whole Ninja and Drake thing was they're playing a game, Drake's gone down early and Ninja's like up against a fair few players. And just Drake out of nowhere says, if you get this win, I will donate you $5,000. Like,
I got 5K donation if you get this dub right now.
Yeah?
$5K dono if you get this dub, Ninja. You heard me?
I hear you.
He said I hear you.
As if I wasn't trying hard enough.
big money for that win. And then Ninja goes on, and Ninja's kind of calm about it, like, oh really, okay, just goes with it, plays out the game, wins the whole thing, and yeah, Drake kept his word. So a nice little bit of pocket change being made there for him to carry Drake through another win when Drake's already been taken out of the game.
I'm a man of my word, I got you. That's epic.
Let's go.
Yo, you're epic, man.
So one of the other stories that come out was Zlatan, the famous footballer. Obviously, he's quite a character anyway in football. He just randomly, out of nowhere, tweeted out that he's going to be playing Fortnite with his brother on his brother's stream. Now, his brother's stream had no followers. Don't even think it was partnered, not even affiliate status, and he's obviously got millions of followers on Twitter. Just goes, come watch me here.
Guys, 10 million followers.
It's really simple.
And I'll do this dance. I'll do this dance, the next goal I score.
And they're just brothers playing Fortnite, and he's probably just given his younger brother a career off the back of one tweet out like that, because instantly thousands of followers, instantly loads of viewers, because they want to see these celebrities that you don't have close access to. And that's the great thing about streaming, right? You've got this, you're not there with them, but you can engage with these guys through chat. You can see it directly, and I think that it brings a closeness of fans to the people that they want to see.
Flying houses, people with you, get inside quickly, 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 faster than that. Visit all of the corrupted areas. Yeah, there's a chest. Get it. Oh, that's well, I think as a streamer, you wake up at the crack of noon.
Yeah.
You roll out of bed and you just play games in front of a screen for 8 to 12 hours. And that's it.
Yeah.
No, there's more to it than that. I'm going to debunk the news. We do a lot behind the scenes, lots of work, lots of things going on, lots of events we plan. We try and keep the stream interesting as you can. I mean, you know, because we're variety streamers, we will essentially take the flavour of the week, the month. We look forward to new game releases just as much as anyone else. Like, not, you know, we're not thinking necessarily about, oh, we really want to stream this game, really want to stream this game. We've always liked playing games anyway, so it's just, I don't know, like we did start with YouTube and doing edited content, but I think now, in the last 5 or 6 years especially, it's now got more and more popular, just live streams, live content. It's just so much more popular than it was even 4 or 5 years ago. To think that, and then in 4 or 5 years' time, I don't know what it will be. I mean, but what, literally live in your living room? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. I think
the hologram.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the live stream. You know, so we started live streaming like 5 years ago. Switched from edited content, and yeah, I mean, it does allow us more sort of freedom to just be ourselves and personalities. I think the personality comes through on the live stream because it's not edited as well. I know a lot of people play characters, like Dr. Disrespect, for example, plays a character, works out very well. Some people edit their demeanour as well on stream to be different.
I would say that, you know, we're ourselves 99%, but then 1% is just that amped up extra kind of
sometimes
an exuberance of yourself. Because we're all human, so sometimes, you know, you wake up and you think, oh, I don't feel really good today. I just don't feel like being really fun and energetic. But you kind of have to try and squeeze a little bit of that out, because people don't want to be entertained. They don't want to watch somebody who's moping and just sat
Well,
there
at least
playing
chatting.
a game.
I think the difference with us is that because there's two of us who run the channel, we've always got one another to talk to.
Yeah, and to bounce off.
You'll often find with solo streamers who might be playing a single player game or even multiplayer game, they'll just, obviously they've got themselves and they do a monologue or talk to the chat, but they're not actually talking to anyone there, or unless they're on comms with their friends, which is fine. But if they're on their own, it can kind of be kind of difficult. And I've actually found that as well. Sometimes solo streaming, you can be like, I don't know, I mean, we've got we have got a very dedicated audience actually. But you know, sometimes it can be quiet in the chat, for example, and you're like, yeah, sir, playing some games, eh? Like, and it's just like, I don't know, even after 5 years streaming, sometimes you still get that. So, but yeah, I think the best thing is that just to be yourself, essentially. Well, unless you're really boring, in which case, don't be streaming. It's fine.
Someone else?
Oh, it's Sacriel! Chris!
Right, get out of it. Let's get out of it. Let's just leave.
Where is he?
I don't know.
I think Fortnite's popularity has certainly increased people's awareness of the live streaming, especially Twitch in specifically. I mean, there are other platforms as well. Like, you know, there's Facebook now and Mixer. They're doing all the gaming stuff. But I think it's undeniable that Fortnite has boosted that into the public eye even a bit more than it was. Which is weird because it's still $1 billion industry even before Fortnite. But like we said before, games industry seems to be almost its little side, even though it's absolutely enormous in terms of revenue and views and everything. It's sort of like sidelined in its own little sort of subcategory. Like people are like, you're a gamer, you like games. It's weird, but yeah. So Fortnite, I do think it's catapulted.
Well, like 2 years ago, my nan would periodically tell me, "When are you going to get a real job?" and stuff like that, and that hasn't happened for 6 to 12 months. So I think it's down to just the public awareness of just games and the fact that people are making real money out of playing games.
I think they've started to understand why now, though.
Yeah.
Before they're like, what? It's just a game. How can you make money playing or watching a game? And the best way we put it for is it's just like, well, it's like a TV show, essentially.
Yeah.
Instead of watching, I don't know, whatever on TV in the morning or the evening, you'll put a streamer on for half an hour, an hour, maybe. It's really no different at all.
No, not really.
And it's just the accessibility point has been changed a bit now, especially with stuff like Fortnite going, oh, I like Fortnite. I've never really liked games or anything before or live stream, but because I like Fortnite, let's see who's streaming, I don't know. And just like Xbox and PS4, because it's on those consoles, they've got their own streaming. You can stream directly to them, in fact, and on the dashboard it even says like now streaming, people, you can see people streaming Fortnite, so. I guess it's people who are like, I want a TV show that streams Fortnite, but it doesn't exist yet, which I'm sure it will at some point. I don't know, but it's there anyway. Like you've got thousands of streamers to choose from, but of course they'll all choose Ninja.
Top __dollar. You've won yourself these. You'll be contacted via Twitch Whispers, and we'll get your details and get them sent out. PS4 pairs. And there's a medium and an extra large shirt. You can find them.
I used to program iOS apps, and I quite enjoyed that, but it got to the point where I was like, I want something different. And if I wasn't enjoying this, then again, I'd find something different. But I really do enjoy it. And I love specifically with streaming, there's an instant gratification that you get from having an immediate reaction to something you've said or something you've done, whereas I didn't feel like we got that with YouTube. Sometimes you could
get
spend
a comment or
10 or 12 hours making a video and it doesn't really get a warm reception or anything, and it's like, oh. Whereas when you stream for 10 or 12 hours, there's usually quite a few moments in that where you kind of think, oh, okay, somebody's actually said something nice. They said that I've brightened up their day, or that they've enjoyed the stream, or they've just typed lol because it's actually made them laugh. Well, maybe it's made them breathe out of their nose. Yeah. But it's definitely something that brings me joy to do.
I just like to get to play games for a living, and there's some monetary income there. That's pretty much it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing the events that we've done. I enjoy the opportunities that we've been given as part of it. It's not just we've been sat there playing games and chatting nonsense, which we do a lot. But we have had opportunities to go all around the world doing events, hosting stuff, being part of tournaments, just being invited places to go play games early. And all those opportunities are born just off just streaming and doing videos and stuff, which is just amazing. So that's what I like about it. Yeah.
I think for Fortnite, like all other esport games, you need to have a pro scene where everything is based on merit, right? It's all based on, you know, almost raw statistics and, you know, who wins tournaments and placement at tournaments. Those are all merit-based metrics. And you need to have a pro scene that does that, right? So that there is legitimacy around the game, right? Everything is like, oh, like even if I'm, you know, a very casual player, you know, I have a shot at playing with the pros if I just get good enough, right? Or if I practice a lot.
Well, Epic kind of went really interesting into the esports side of things. Like in the game, in terms of if you watch it as a commentator and what I do, and if you try to kind of play the game, at the moment they don't really have, they've not built in the tools properly to spectate it correctly, but they're getting there, they're trying to develop these things. But what we have got is teams already getting their pro organizations together, trying to be a very different style.
The way that we look at it is that, yes, it is very entertaining and has more of a, you know, whimsical feel to it, but it can be a very serious esport because of the complex mechanics around building and the depth in the game itself. And so, you know, while, you know, there is a, you know, more casual, you know, entertainment sort of piece to it, I think there is a more serious side to it. And that's the side that, you know, really drew us in terms of wanting to put a team around it and start to push it as an esport.
Epic themselves though, 100 million invested into their esports development. I haven't seen numbers that big of people say, they're just going straight in for it. So Epic know what they're doing and how they can build this infrastructure up. It has all the potential because it is such a competitive game. It has the thrilling, exciting elements to it. And the pro teams are already there without the full infrastructure being around it. And again, this is not your streaming. These are not guys who put on a stream and get 20,000 viewers and stuff. These are some guys who are just very talented, very skilled at the games. You've got Team Secret, you've got FaZe, you've got Mouse Sports, you've got Team Atlantis as well. All these people are coming together.
We as an organization love gaming. And so we thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we extended the brand and we, you know, started getting into other games with the same philosophy, right? We want to be a top tier team. We don't just want highly skilled players. We want players that are passionate, are good teammates, and are generally, you know, very good people. Right, people that you would want to hang out with. And we want to culture that kind of atmosphere in the team. And so taking that philosophy, we extended beyond Dota 2. And so we have teams in 7 different titles now, right? Including Fortnite, including PUBG, including Rocket League, including Rainbow Six Siege, right? So we're in a number of different titles now, and we're expanding across the world, and we hope to continue to do that. So in terms of player recruitment, we actually get applications like all the time. You know, whether it's through email or through social media or just people, writing on our Instagram page or something like that. We get applications all the time. And we also, ourselves, we follow various leaderboards, right? So there's different leaderboards. There's like Fortnite Buff, for instance, where, you know, there's player statistics in every country around kill-death assist ratios and, you know, number of wins, things like that. So we look for consistency. So when we look at some of the leaderboards, we're like, oh, this person, you know, seems to consistently be in the top 50 or in the top 20, right? Those are the folks that we generally tend to follow. And then we also cross-reference that with the people who reach out. Because the people who actively reach out to an organization, those are the folks that, you know, really want to be part of the organization rather than, you know, having us go and recruit them. And so they tend to be players that will stay with the organization for a longer time and tend to be more sort of in tune with the brand and, you know, want to join sort of the team. And so between those two things, we get together and then we, you know, decide on, you know, what is our top 5 list in terms of, you know, teams that we want to recruit and sign. And, you know, it just turned out this way.
For me, I think the main thing that teams will be looking at in players in terms of the skills and abilities they need is, like I said, I have good aim coming from like doing Counter-Strike and stuff like that. That's where my background's from. But I can't build as well, so that instantly hinders me. So it is, you need to have good aim. But you need to have the building on point, and you also need to understand the situations, because you may build and build and build the biggest thing you can, but if someone comes with a few grenades and rockets, they shut down your whole building. So you need to be able to react off that. You need to build multiple levels to the building so it can't be kind of one shot and taken down. Reaction time is obviously very key.
What it comes down to be good at Fortnite is the building, really.
Yeah.
Because what will happen once you get into the sort of higher tiers of play is that it's just a build-off, really.
Yeah. You fire one bullet at somebody in the distance, and they're running in the distance, they're jumping every step because they don't want to get shot by a sniper. And you fire one bullet, and then instantly they've built like a castle around themselves with parapets and everything like that. I get shot at. It takes me 3 seconds to realise I've been shot. Then I go, okay, I need to put down a wall. And then I got shot in the back and I'm dead. Like, you have to be really quick.
I think I'm slightly faster than that.
Yeah. Well, I'd say
but it's you know, I'm nowhere near. I can't keep up with the building. When you come across someone above the builder, as they call them, it's just, you know, I've just released the mouse and keyboard sometimes. But like, there's no point. Like, I'm not going to beat him. It's just going to be like a waste of 15 to 25 seconds of me panicking, trying desperately to do something. So I don't. Yes, I think the skill really comes down to that element of the game.
There's a base level of skill that is required, of course, right? To be a pro player, you have to be good. There's a base level of skill, you know, needed to be playing at the professional level. But I'd say even beyond that, I'd say that is probably after you kind of fulfill that base, you know, standard. There's a number of other things that we look for, right? We look for guys that are good people. People that we would like to be friends with, people that we would like to hang out with, people that we would, you know, be proud to call our friend. And those are the types of players that, you know, we really try to recruit, because those are the guys that will stick around for a long time, that will help the organization grow, and that will be good teammates. There's a lot of pro players that have come and gone that don't have, you know, super long-lived careers, or don't have, you know, really pristine reputations, because, you know, they're super highly skilled, but at the same time they might be toxic or not good teammates, or, you know, just you know, not getting along with others. And so we try to get the type of player that is more than just highly skilled, but also really good people, really good teammates.
I think a lot of like younger people that plays video games always has like kind of a dream to like become pro, or to like make a living of playing video games, right? It's like every kid's dream. But for some reason, it kind of feels weird, because you just play the game and you play together, and then suddenly you come to a level where you actually like get signed and you play for a professional org, and you're actually like a professional player, but you don't really think about it that much, because like you're just doing what you do, right? So we're still having fun, we're still playing, and I think it's just, it takes it to another level, basically. But we're still having fun, and we're still playing and competing, and so it kind of feels like the same like it was before, but now it's more, we have more like tools to become even better, right? So that's the good part.
I've been following like esports for a long time. Like I've started like first I've watched a lot of like League of Legends, CS:GO games, and like it was always a dream to like be in an org as well, and play a game and potentially like making a living out of it, earning money, and like I don't know, it's just really rewarding, and it's just a really fun atmosphere to like play games and have like communication, team play, and all those aspects are like really like enjoyable and fun.
So what we're starting to see now is some more like training facilities, the boot camps start to come off. Now, in other esports, boot camps in Counter-Strike and Dota and stuff is usual, because your team might not all live together, right? You don't always have a house together. So what they do, they're getting ready preparation-wise for a tournament or get themselves in a better style for their chemistry. They go and put them all in one place. They all play together side by side. They learn as a team, they learn together rather than just online, because it's a very different feeling. Now we're even starting to see this in Fortnite, because how do you elevate your game to the next level? There's only so far you can go online. There's not exactly that many offline events at the moment. We know it's coming because of the announcements from Epic, but it's not there yet. So how do you stay ahead? Well, team secret. They all get put in a house together now, and they're all from different parts across Europe, and now they get the chance to actually build their skills, not just in the game, but out of the game as well.
Yeah, so this boot camp is actually the first time that the team has gotten together. We've been together as a team for a couple months now, like 4 months or so, so still relatively new. And we usually do boot camps for our professional teams before a major tournament, like World Championship or a major or something like that, to really get in the last minute focused training. For Fortnite, I'd say we know tournaments are coming, but we don't know the exact schedule yet. Whether there's going to be a tournament early next year or like mid next year, we don't know yet. And so we wanted to do this boot camp to get the guys together and to work on some of the things like I mentioned, communication, teamwork, trust. Those things are really important whether or not you have a tournament coming up or not. Right? So we thought it was really important to get together.
When we have boot camp, it's really nice because you can actually we have talked to each other, played with each other for like months, right? But now we can actually meet each other, like see who's behind the mic, who you're playing with, and you can actually become more friends and you gain more trust. And it's just the fact that you can look at each other when you're playing, and when someone does something good, you can actually look at them and say hey, dude, that was really good, right? So it's one of the more things, feels more rewarding to play together, and you also get that feeling that you're actually playing with other people, right? Not just someone on the internet. So that's really nice. And I think it's also really good that you spend some time together, after so many months of playing online. It's nice to meet each other, become more friends, I guess.
Typical boot camp would be 6-7 days or so. And in those 6-7 days, it's not every day where the team gets to be physically together. So in those 6-7 days, we'll not only practice together, but we'll also work on team building, which is a huge aspect of boot camp. I would say that online, you have comms, right? You talk to your teammates all the time, but it doesn't replace the type of teamwork, bonding, trust that you get with having everybody together and getting to know each other. When you are playing the game, you don't have time to explain things, right? You're kind of in the heat of the moment. And it's almost like when you say something, your teammate needs to already almost be doing it, right, in order for it to be effective. Otherwise, if you hesitate or if you need to explain something, the moment has passed, right? And so we want to get team communication to a point where the guys trust each other, the guys understand each other, understand the nuances of each other's communications, so that they can say 2 words and the guy next door will say, oh, I already know exactly what you're thinking and what you're doing, and we're on the same wavelength.
Everyone has to be on the same page. Everyone has to know what to do, and it's not really one in-game leader either. Everyone makes calls and everyone sees opportunities, because it's really you need to see the opportunities where they are, and one person can't see everything, right? So it's really up to the team to see things and make a call together. And then also we have kind of in-game leader where we rotate. Then there's normally the same people that call the rotations and stuff. But overall it's the whole team. It's a team effort thing. The communication is important. So yeah.
Outside of the boot camp, these guys play scrims all the time with other pro players. There's a number of Discord channels where pro players get together to talk about, oh, can we scrim today? Can we play custom matches today? Are there tournaments today, whether large or small? And so these guys do that on a regular basis.
So the daily process is basically I wake up, play Fortnite almost the whole day. We play scrims during the evenings. Some of my team members go to school, so during that time you do some other stuff, maybe go outside for a bit, then go back home and play. And then we play scrims at the evening, play small tournaments, online stuff for fun and practice. And that's we practice the whole day basically. Then in the weekends we play games on the American servers, so we stay up all night basically and play the whole night, then sleep, and then play the EU scrims and then the NA scrims again. We just play all the time.
So we're starting to see more of the tournaments come into play, and especially the ones where Epic can directly be there in a LAN environment makes it a lot easier for kind of what you can view, how it's all looked at. The crazy thing is at the moment they literally capture all the 100 PCs that are in there so they can look at every viewpoint whenever they want. It needs a lot of money behind it. It's a very big production. It's like movie, sport level production, but it's great to watch. You look at E3, it's $3 million for a charity event. Also, they've got all these big name streamers there, and whoever wins it, Ninja and Marshmallow come out with the winners, get to donate their money to the charity. But it's just, for a good cause. It showed a good skill level, but I wouldn't call it an esports tournament as such, because it was still a lot of streamers based in with like celebrities and stuff, like Soulja Boy was there as well and things like that. So yes, they may be good at playing the game, but it's not on the esports level then, but it was for a great cause, and they got the biggest names involved because that's what's going to drive the viewership to it, add in extra donations and stuff, and show to doing it for a very good reason. But that, in terms of what the tournament looked like and how it ran, if you could do that in an esports environment with all the pro teams, that would be phenomenal. That would blow us away, because that would be probably not just the biggest Fortnite tournament we've seen, but probably a step above what other productions and other companies have done so far in esports in other games as well, because Epic definitely got the budget. They certainly know what they're doing with their own game, and if we had a big stage like that again as well, because that was the thing as well, the stage, the way it was laid out, all of it was impressive.
Ninja's up top. Kinstar, though, go for it. Ninja, does he get any damage now? Quite yet, though. Gets 54, drops down in front, though. He's going to take some damage. Oh, the left takes out Sean. One more player left alive.
It's still very new, right? As an esport and as a game itself, right? If you compare to like Counter-Strike, which has been around a number of years, right? Or Dota or League of Legends, right? You know, they're in their 8th or 9th seasons respectively of competitive play, right? Fortnite is pretty much in season 1. And so I think, you know, the game itself has a lot going for it, right? The popularity of the game, the skill level of the players, the professionalism that has grown up in the last couple of months, right? The game has a lot going for it. I think it's more of a matter of time to figure out what exactly is the right model for competitive play and tournament play for Fortnite itself. So we are expecting that to come, which is why you know, we recruited a Fortnite team, and why many other organizations have signed Fortnite teams, even though there are not, you know, any big sort of LANs, so to speak, yet. There are a number of big online tournaments. And I think the online tournaments are it's almost a testing ground to see what type of game mode really works and what type of viewing experience is the best. So I'm glad that they're doing that. You know, once they figure out, you know, work out all the kinks and everything, you know, I would expect that more tournaments, more physical tournaments to be on the horizon.
With esports, it's like, it's kind of, it lives and dies by how popular the game is, right? Like, yeah. It's weird because Halo, for example, which I love, has an esports scene, just like really small, really comparatively. But is it small? Because there's still $10 million tournaments for it. You can believe it, but there is. But Fortnite, so if a game like that, which is obviously a very established franchise, but doesn't have so much eyes on it right now as it did, if Fortnite, which does have so many eyes on it, says they can do a 100 million one, I absolutely believe it, because they've got the money to burn. Yeah. If anyone's got the money to build something like that, I mean, at the end of the day, it does come down to how much money you can inject into something and what you can get back. And there's so many people interested in watching it. And I think personally, it's a very, like at high levels, the competitive play is niche, but it is impressive when you see people doing it. Sometimes it's so fast that really,
I can't keep up with it. What's happened?
Very hard to cast as well. Like, you know, but people are like, oh, and he's come down and he's built, he's thrown a grenade and he's right, because there's so many things going on this one, rather than, you know, he's flanked and he shot him in the head. Like, there's so much stuff to talk about.
Here we go. This is it. The minigun comes out. It's going to shred through the structures. Oh, my goodness. The rocket goes down. He's able to stay alive because he used the bounce.
Commentating Fortnite's a weird one though, because like I said, the spectator mode's not fully developed yet. They're working on it. It is going to come into play, which will help massively in terms of how people can kind of see what's going on around the game that you're looking at. But the hardest thing at the moment for commentary is, at times, depending on who you're following, they might drop somewhere where there's literally no action going on and they're playing for the win, which means you could look at someone just running around for a while. So as a commentator, we have to be very on point with just the vocabulary and the story building and the reasons why.
Most traditional esports are 5v5. There's only a finite amount of players in the game. When you've got, like, you start with 100, there could be within 5 minutes maybe 40 have died, but there's still 60 other people you kind of got to keep your eye on and see what they're doing so that you can commentate on what's happening in the game.
Yeah, but so that as a spectator sport, I think with Battle Royale, because they've tried it with other Battle Royale games as well, it really, when it comes down to the last 20, that's when it's like followable. But before that, it's very difficult to really see. So it's kind of weird, that one, because people will watch it and will enjoy it. But personally, when I watch it, like, I'm only really interested in the last dying seconds of the round.
Yeah.
A, because we know who's going to win, and B, because it's much more followable.
I think what you said about...
If that football, for example, like, if there was 100 people on the pitch, that's pretty much it. You just wouldn't know what's going on. Like, it would just be mad.
There is an element of randomness, right, with Battle Royale games, because when you go and search for loot, or search for game or guns, search for guns, you never know what you're going to get. But the key is consistency, right? So you might come out with the Victory Royale today in this one map, and you might be last place in the next map, right? That's why during tournaments, even online tournaments, it's usually multiple maps, 5 or 6 maps, something like that. And the best players are the ones that are able to get through some of the randomness and be very consistently at the top.
One thing that it specifically does is it takes away a certain element of randomness, which is inherent in the Battle Royale kind of genre, where you drop and whatever guns you find. But because you can farm materials, you always have the building to fall back on. And that is a pure skill-based thing. Right? It's, as long as you've got materials, you've got an even chance against the other person of at least outbuilding him, and then you
getting away.
Yeah. So that, I think, actually makes it competitive. Whereas in some scenarios, with other Battle Royale games, there's no consistent teams that are winning again and again and again, because the randomness of the game means that sometimes they land and that's it. They didn't get any good guns. They're dead. Yeah. Whereas with Fortnite, there is this.
There's a bit more consistency.
Skill ceiling, like we've mentioned multiple times, but the building specifically just means there's an even playing field for people to.
It'd be interesting to see if some of the same teams come out on top, or at least in the top 5. Because, like you said, in other similar games like Battle Royale esports scenarios, it's anyone's game, because it's naturally RNG, as they call it, random. It's
random number generator.
Has a random element to it. Whereas with Fortnite, at least with the building, like if you get good at that, you can get out of stuff, you can get into stuff. I mean, it will become a build-off at the end, of course. But there's still randomness to it. If you land and don't find a decent gun,
but like you can mitigate that yourself just with intelligent play.
I think that Fortnite itself, and Epic Games itself, has taken a very sort of unorthodox approach to building the professional scene and the esports overall, with some of their online tournament formats, for instance. Different online formats, very entertaining to watch, but very unlike some of the traditional formats that we've gotten used to.
You've got the player base, you've already got the organisation picking up teams. It's already got the ground beneath it to make it one of the best. And the viewership numbers, if they can make that successful, not just with streamers, but with the pro players, that is where they will hit a success probably bigger than any other esports we've seen. I feel like over the next year is going to be the real telling sign, because all the other previous Battle Royales, other than PUBG, failed because they weren't able to get up to speed quick enough. Fortnite's there as a solid game. If we get the spectator tools we need, if we get the kind of tournament rule book and a structure of what these players should be doing, because at the moment, every different tournament event has a different rule set. That's not helpful for a pro player to be consistent with the way they're playing. Because it depends if you need to go for more kills, then you go straight in. If you need to play for the win, and you get more points off the win, then obviously you might play a bit slower, not just burn for kill. So I think if they can define the rule book, get the spectator mode and stuff like that, they should have no problem, because you've got the player base, you've already got the organisation picking up teams. It's already got the ground beneath it to make it one of the best. and the viewership numbers, if they can make that successful, not just with streamers, with the pro players, that is where they will hit a success, probably bigger than any other esports we've seen.
The interest is certainly there. There was a game called Paragon that Epic made before they did the Fortnite Battle Royale conversion. And that was a interesting spin on MOBAs. I played it and enjoyed it as a competitive game, but it just didn't really have the amount of the viewer base and the fan base to make it worth them kind of pushing it in an esports way. And obviously they found that project when Fortnite exploded.
I mean, yeah, we participate in some esports stuff Fortnite. There's some that's going.
If you could call it
big pedal fight.
Well, incredibly good at the game, I think.
Yeah, it's clearly starting to see how the focus has in esports. I do think it does have a competitive edge, definitely, but still seeing it a lot higher than other games.
And so, I'm sure they're going to come up with something, crazy for in-person tournaments, and I can't wait to see what that is.
So Fortnite at the moment, it's the #1 game without a doubt. It's got a huge player base behind it. For them to try and hold on to it and keep up with that is, they need to keep doing what they're doing, update the game, keep releasing these new seasons. The skins and stuff, okay, some people love it, some people don't, but they keep creating them because it's selling. It's still something that people will buy, right? So for me is keep doing that side of things, keep the emotes, keep making the updates, keeping it fresh. But also the challenges are such an important factor because it gives people tasks to do in the game. As soon as there's new challenges out, you guarantee if you have to go do one of the challenges where it says, oh, you must go to Pleasant Park, for example, then every game you go there, you're gonna find an extra 30 people than what you normally would in that spot. And it creates, again, another brand new experience for it.
I think Fortnite overall as a game will go through a similar cycle as other games, right? There's the initial like, oh man, what is this, right? And then everybody kind of tries to, learn more about it, and everybody wants to try it out, and it becomes like very mainstream. It's in headlines everywhere. It's in the top of the Twitch streams. Games like that usually, what defines the success of a game is whether or not you can keep the stability of that growth. Not necessarily continue to have like double-digit or triple-digit growth every single quarter or every single year, but maintain a sort of popularity and not just kind of drop off the face of the earth.
It seems to be peaking.
Yeah.
But I don't see how it can become more popular. Like I said.
Well, there's already like
when your postman knows.
Yeah.
When your mom's doing the floss at maiden aunt's wedding. It's not, that the popularity is an apex really, so I don't really see how it can get more, but unless another planet's found that we introduce it to, I don't know.
I suppose.
But
so people on Mars.
End of the day, it will have to have some kind of curve to it. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think you've got another good 1 or 2 years of mega popularity.
I think absolute minimum, it's still going to be very, very, very popular for the next 12 to 16 months, and then it will slowly start to kind of tail off. Depending on how, because like I said about their update cadence, if they can keep up with all the new stuff that comes out, maybe they could do Fortnite 2 with I don't know why they need to, but
something.
Yeah,
or just a new island.
I think they've got the tools and certainly the funds and also the skill set in their offices to continually pump out world-class AAA content.
Fortnite Epic Games likes to add a lot of fun elements to the game, as well as adding new guns, new items. So the game is evolving a lot, right? And also the professional scene or the competitive scene is evolving a lot. So at least for me, I hope they will kind of fade a little bit down from the entertaining assets of the game and kind of more introduce the pro scene as well into the game and make them integrated more than it is right now. Because now it's more the pros that are kind of controlling scrims and stuff like that, and it's really hard to see where it's going, right? So I hope Epic Games kind of makes it so we have more ways to practice, more ways to actually play the game competitive. Maybe add ranked, maybe remove some items or add some other Right now, I think the game is like going in a good direction. I just hope it keeps doing that and just develop into like a competitive game as well.
No one's got an excuse not to have it. Again, free to play, that was the way to go. And even though you can pay things in games, you don't have to do it. So free to play has really helped them continue to accelerate that growth. And the great thing is they could have made people buy the original game, but no, you can download it, you try to play the original game, it still asks you to pay for it, but Battle Royale, completely free, you can just jump in with it.
But I think Fortnite's popularity is going to be around for a good while yet. And even if it's not and it starts going down, I think Epic have done enough with this game and with the game and sort of affected the games industry so much that people are going to be looking for their next title, no matter what it is, they're going to be like, oh, the new game from Epic's coming out. And then, because they know, even though Epic's made amazing games like Unreal Tournament, you know, big Unreal Tournament, you know, back in the old PC days, UT 2004 and that, like they have, and obviously the UE4 engine, which is used by thousands of developers. You know, they've made amazing stuff. Obviously now they're going to be known for Fortnite. So the next title will be like, oh my God, what they're going to come up with. And regardless of what it is, it's probably going to be popular. So they're in a good position, I'll put it that way.
And I think Fortnite has proven that it's been able to maintain that success. I mean, it hasn't dropped off at all. If anything, it's gotten even more popular and even a little bit more serious in terms of an esport, right? With the number of online tournaments that are coming out, number of tournament organizers that are trying to get in and actually, you know, host things. So, you know, we have very high hopes for the future of Fortnite.